And joining me in studio now is Mr. Robert Lorsch. He is the CEO of MMR Global. MMRF is their stock symbol. Bob, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Now, there's a lot going on with the company, something to do with the New York Stock Exchange and ringing the closing bell. Tell us about that.
Well, I guess MoneyTV is the precursor to a massive career on Wall Street, because after appearing on your show with Rin Tin Tin, I was fortunate enough to accompany him and a number of other executives from American Humane in ringing the closing bell on the only day last week where Wall Street was up over 200 points. So that was quite exciting and gave MMR a massive amount of exposure that normally a company our size would never have had an opportunity to do into the financial community.
Well, congratulations with that.
Yes, it was very exciting, and it really is one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences that you can only describe as you're going through the emotional rush and excitement of being there, even though the bell did scare Rin Tin Tin a little bit.
Now, of course, we're here in Hollywood, and you know, Hollywood's all about entertainment, television, movies. There's a story in the Daily Beast about the Taylor Armstrong situation and the Beverly Hills Housewives. You're basically going to continue this litigation. You're basically going after Mrs. Armstrong. Want to give us the update on that?
Well, we're going after the assets of the Armstrong estate. We're going after what we believe to be monies that may have been secreted to an offshore trust. We're going after Mrs. Armstrong. As you said, the Daily Beast at 12:01 a.m. this morning, I mean, again, time is everything, published a 3,000+ word story on the Armstrongs and their ways of going to private investors and apparently selling them securities in a variety of different businesses. And the implication is a lot of that money may have not made it to those businesses. In the case of MMR, when we found out very, very early on in the beginning of 2007 what was happening, we took action, rescinded all the shares that Mr. Armstrong had. He had no equity, no interest in the company. From the end of 2007 forward, he actually paid the company a substantial amount of money for legal fees and signed a settlement agreement which had liquidated damages if there were any misrepresentations in the settlement agreement. And as you reported here several weeks ago, we brought an action for breach of that settlement agreement. We continue to pursue it, and we're optimistic that there are going to be assets there to meet those obligations to the company, so that the shareholders today of the public company, as well as shareholders from the private company that now have all their shares, hopefully will benefit from that action.
Now, you know, you look at that Daily Beast article, and it doesn't paint a picture of Ozzie and Harriet wedded bliss on behalf of the Armstrongs.
You look at Beverly Hills Housewives, and it doesn't paint a bliss of Ozzie and Harriet wedding bliss on behalf of the Armstrongs. So, but mine is not to comment on their marriage. Ours is only to go after aggressively what belongs to MMR Global and its shareholders. And that's the focus of this particular piece of litigation. Whenever you're in the limelight on a show that is as big as Beverly Hills Housewives, I guess there's a lot more people that pay attention to what's going on than normally. In this case, we want investors to pay attention to the fact that this is a company that's committed to the investors' well-being, and what we're pursuing here is not a bunch of tabloid-esque exposure for MMR. We're pursuing money on behalf of the shareholders. Fact of the matter is, as a result of people reading about it and understanding it, our profile in terms of being known as a personal health record company has gone up dramatically. And so from a practical standpoint, when you think personal health record, you think mymedicalrecords.com. And when you think responsible management, we'd like shareholders to think this is a guy who's doing what's right for the shareholders, not only from the standpoint of pursuing a wrong, but from the standpoint of getting a return.
Well, you know, speaking of shareholders, we're almost out of time, but why is it a good time right now for folks to be taking a closer look at your company?
The range, you know, the MMR Global has had a range over the past year and a half from the lows of where it is today in this 3.5–4 cent range to as much as 36, 37 cents. When the company went public in January of 2009, the stock was trading at below 2 pennies. So just from a practical standpoint, anybody who got involved from the point we went public to now has probably doubled or tripled their money. Having said that, there is so much excitement going on in personal health records. The government has actually now made a commitment that they're going to market a pledge to the healthcare industry that says you have got to make personal health records and health information that belongs to an individual available to the individual when they want it. We have the best, only patented system, the easiest way to make that happen, better than any other system on the market today. And so, as an opportunity, it's great. Government impetus and initiative is behind it. It's great. And the share price is at as low as it's ever been. So it's just a great time. And there's good volume. So it's a very liquid stock.
MMR Global, MMRF is their stock symbol. Bob, every time you come in here, it's always so exciting. Thanks for the update.
Thank you very much. I hope next time when I come in here, it'll be exciting because it's back to 30-some cents.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you.